Hello everyone, welcome to StraightA. Dawson here, back on another video here today. And today we are recontinuing our fantasy football journey through my 8 leagues that I'm in to see how I did. And spoiler alert, this last week was some pretty devastating stuff. I think I was 3-5 total, which I think is the first time I've gone negative in total wins in the week. And I don't feel very good about it. I had some very tough losses, some okay good wins, as well as some possible playoff implications. And we'll actually talk about the playoffs in a different video, because I'm going to do a league standings video, but I want to keep this one pretty normal of just here's the players that I played, here's just the decisions I made, stuff like that, and just kind of tell you how the matchups went. So first of all, we have my main league. It's half PPR milestone type leagues. I did pretty good. I mean, I faced the lowest scoring team of the week, but I still put up like the 4th most in a week, which, by the way, somebody put up 212, I think. 211.5. Someone put up 170 something. Somebody put up 166, 164. So I was like the 5th most scoring team. Very good week for fantasy. Jake Daniels did pretty good. Devon Achane, Kyron Williams, and Alvin Kamara all did very, very well. DeAndre Hopkins is a very valuable add. I don't know whether I'm going to try to sell him or not. I like him, and he seems to be a reliable guy now in this receiving team, so I might just keep him around as one of my receivers, because now I can kind of sub him in with Lab McConkey, maybe Adam Thielen or Jawan Jennings, depending on how one of those two guys pan out. So feel pretty good about that. Xavier Worthy, if he wasn't useless right now, I'd trade him away, but we'll see. Kincaid, he's fine, whatever, he'll do fine. And then Bengals defense, all right. So very good stuff across the board. Keaton Mitchell's coming back, which I actually think he'll actually have a role coming soon. I don't think Justice Hill will keep that. Either way, I mean, my opponent had Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs. I really wasn't worried about this game pretty much at all. Devontae Adams had me a little bit nervous coming out of Thursday Night Football. Other than that, though, across the board, pretty bad from speed kills, 5-4. Moving on. This week, I'm also having a very fortunate matchup. He does have to sub in a defense, which is projected 15 points against the Carolina Panthers, which I think is a little high, but could probably happen. So it's a little bit closer game than it gives it credit for. But considering his starting running backs are not even starting running backs, this is not going to be a good week for him. He's going to get absolutely obliterated. Patrick Mahomes against Denver is not going to be a good matchup for him. Raheem Mostert, Tajay Spears might combine for 9 points. I guess depends on Mostert's touchdown. You never know when he gets a touchdown. If A.J. Brown's probably going to play, and Justin Jefferson's probably going to play, and then Travis Kelce will do pretty well. So I think between those three, Patrick Mahomes, he'll put up most of his points. I just think the other players across this board are going to do bad. Deontay Johnson, I spoke about him possibly doing well in the Cincinnati game. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Wan'Dale Robinson is a PPR machine, not necessarily a half PPR machine, and overseas, don't love it. And then he really didn't have anybody else. It's Kenneth Walker and Christian Watson and JSN all on bye. Sucks to suck for him. Only have Jerry Jeudy on bye. Meanwhile, my matchups for Jake Daniels is fine. Devon Achane's fine. Kyron Williams is fine. A lot of Monday night games here. Actually, two of my biggest scores on Monday night. Pretty something. Hopkins will stay in my lineup for this week, unless I trade him. Kamara, I think against Atlanta will do fine. McConkey against Tennessee could be iffy, but we'll see. But besides Worthy, I'll probably sub in Jawan Jennings if he's healthy. If Thielen plays, I've thought about it. So I'm kind of between those three right now. But Jawan Jennings is my first choice. If good reports come out about Thielen, I might start Thielen, but otherwise I'm going to go Worthy. So Worthy will be my second choice, kind of, and Thielen kind of is my third. So we'll see. I feel very good about this week. I think I'll go 9-1. I'm pretty much solidifying first place in this league. And actually coming into week 12, I'll get to choose my opponent, because I believe there's no way I'll lose first place between now and the end of the 11th week. I believe even if I go 8-3, there's no one with just 3 losses, I think. Oh, no, Scotty has 3 losses, so Scotty might be able to do it. Scotty has 6-3, but I play him in week 11. So that might be just, if I lose this game and he wins his game, that might just be, I think I have points for, though, so even then I'll get to pick my opponent. So that'll be a little bit of a weird, interesting one, but we'll get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Then we have the King of the Cup, and I won't talk about my playoff odds too much here. Obviously, losing here doesn't really help me against a 9th ranked team, but I'm still alive in all the leagues. Just not looking great for all my leagues. I had some very disappointing people here: AJ Brown, Kyler Murray, Sam Laporta. I mean, across the board, this team should not be losing to this team. I mean, Saquon Barkley's pretty good, so that's the one. And Trevor Lawrence had an extraordinary game, but when he has Xavier Worthy put up a 0 bomb, it's just this shouldn't be happening. That I should not be losing like this. This team should not be losing to a team like this across the board. I have to make a couple subs out for this, but it just was across the board pretty ugly. Luckily, I had Chuba and Cooper Kupp to keep me in the game. But, like, other than that, it was just awful. Rams defense did really, really well. But it was just devastating. Fully fucking devastating. I don't even know really what to think about this league. This is, of course, the 48-man standard scoring league. I mean, I feel good about this week, but also I don't, because he has Patrick Mahomes, Bijan Robinson, David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney becomes really good. Taysom Hill, you never know when he's going to go off. So, like, I just don't feel great, to be honest with you. Especially if he plays Debo instead. It's a couple extra points. I mean, I'm only up 9 right now. A.J. Brown might not play, and Mark Cooper might not play. So who are my options at that point? Pretty much fucking nobody. Kamani Vidal, Jonathan Brooks, maybe. I just don't know. I just don't feel great. I need at least one of these guys to play, so I don't feel totally fucked. And it's just gonna be not a great week. And this is a must-win game. This is somebody who's in the playoffs currently. I need to start racking up these wins. I pretty much need to win out here, and we'll talk about that more in a different video. But like, this is gonna be very, very interesting. But this is gonna be my starting lineup unless one of these two guys is out. Then in that case, it's gonna be put in Kamani Vidal and Justice Hill and Jonathan Brooks. One of those three guys. Two of those three guys, maybe even. That would suck. I don't feel great about it. I said I felt great about it. I don't feel great about it. My Superflex league that I auto drafted, half PPR, I believe. Another devastating loss. I mean, Bo Nix did pretty good. Zay Flowers also had an obvious game. Trevor Lawrence had a pretty good game. Travis Kelce had a pretty good game. And across the board, I had a decent performance, but, you know, the punter didn't put up really anything. Chris Olave, of course, got hurt early on. Taylor and Chase did underperforming. It just wasn't great. And none of my players on the bench, except for Jordan Addison, kind of did well. But that's a weird one. I've been trying to trade away Jordan Addison. No one wants him. I thought about just trying to trade away Justin Jefferson instead, but, like, everybody wants too little for, like, they want to give too little for him. So it's like in these random leagues, I just cannot seem to get any trades going, unless the person makes something up for me. So like, it's whatever at this point. So we'll see. Again, I still have a chance in this league too. I actually have more of a chance in this league because there's 6 teams make the playoffs. And I think this is a capable team of winning a playoff game. I really, really, really do. And I don't feel bad about going into this week. I just don't feel great about it either. So this next team, again, is one of those teams that's doing really, really well. It's a must-win game against a playoff team. But, like, again, I've faced Patrick Mahomes so many times in this week. Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, Terry McLaurin, and George Kittle all make me nervous. Meanwhile, I don't have too much upside. I mean, I have 3 players I think can do really well in Chase, Jefferson, and Taylor. Drake May, and I don't even have Jameis Winston this week, so I'll either have to take a shot on a quarterback on free agency, which I think is Bryce Young. Let's actually check that out. I'm very curious. I think it's Bryce Young and the Cooper Rush. Oh, and Derek Carr's out there. I actually might take a chance on Derek Carr against an Atlanta defense. I don't know. Bryce Young might be my literal best option for a quarterback this week, if I decide that. I'm not too sure. I'll probably swap out the Texans defense. I don't really look at these other leagues because my doggy style league goes off on waivers already, but like the other ones wait a little bit, so I'll probably have to change that up on the go. I'll probably start Michael Pittman in. If not, I put Calvin Ridley in the flex option because he's got to go off, right? I mean, he had a good week the week before. Good week, not a very good week last week, so he's got to pop off again. I'll probably pick up a different defense than the Texans. I'll probably drop Clyde. We'll go from there. But Aaron Jones, even against Jacksonville, could be devastating. Devonta Smith, you never could know, could be pretty good. It's not pretty. It's not a pretty week. I think I still lose this, but I'm gonna try until the day I die. Boom, bada, bing. Then my Sigma Chi 10-man PPR league. I dominated as per usual. No, I'm kidding. I made a trade for Joe Burrow. I gave away Ridley for Joe Burrow because I didn't really want to keep on starting Jordan Love with his injury back and forth. So I wanted a reliable quarterback. He put up 29 points. Perfectly fine with it. I would have won with or without him, but I liked having him. Taylor obviously didn't do that very well. Kareem Hunt's doing pretty well, so hopefully him or Pacheco will be the main guy when Pacheco comes back, but we're not too sure. Blake Neighbors, good lineup. Cooper Kupp, CeeDee Lamb, very, very good. Brock Bowers, pretty good. And across the board, I mean, he overperformed a little bit. His team did pretty well. Keenan Allen, Dalton Kincaid, honestly, were kind of the 2 people that maybe kept him out of this game. But we'll see. We'll see going forward. I have a pretty good depth, especially at running backs to swap out for that flex position. But my receivers did get a little bit thinner. CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, basically I have like 3 number 1 receivers essentially, and Jalen Waddle is kind of like number 2. So we'll see how that kind of pans out in the future. And Jonathan Brooks will help replace, or actually I don't have Chuba Hubbard, depending on the result of that. So I should have started Chuba, but I just didn't this week. So really, really tough in that regard. Then we play a playoff team. So we're currently in the playoffs at the 4th seed right now. This is like one of the 3 seeds. We're projected to beat him by a pretty good amount, but also his tight end's on bye. So he'll pick up another tight end, Mike Gesicki, for like 10 points. So he'll be like 117. So it's basically an even game. And I still got to put in a tight end myself. I got to pick up a tight end on the waivers, and I'll probably pick up like Jonnu Smith or something. Not very many good tight ends on the waivers right now. He doesn't have a bad roster. If Kirk Cousins goes off, could be pretty bad. Kyren Williams, I expect to have a good day. Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown, especially if A.J. Brown's healthy, he'll have a good day. DeAndre Hopkins has surprised us, so he could have a pretty good day. Granted, I mean, I have good players. I have great players. So it's like a 10-man league, PPR. So especially top 4 teams who know what they're doing, a pretty good chance we're going to do pretty well. This could be a shootout, though. This is a must-win for both of us because there's a lot of 5 and 4-ish teams fighting for that the 2nd through 4th spot. So we'll see what happens. I like my lineup, so I don't feel awful about it at all. Then we have some devastating Yahoo losses. I mean, in this league, just not very good. Kyler Murray, Michael Pittman, Chris Olave didn't do anything. James Cook didn't do really much at all. Breece Hall, kind of same case there. And he didn't even start defense, and he still beat me. Even with Madison not doing well, he just had a couple of good performers. Kyren Williams, Brock Bowers, Bijan, Kirk Cousins. Pretty much them alone just kind of sealed my fate. Didn't have much depth. I mean, I could have started other players, but how can I know who's going to do well, who's not? In this league, I've done really bad by actually choosing who I'm starting. Again, another league that I don't anticipate making the playoffs in, but could happen. I face off against a crucial team to win because, again, this person's in 5th place. I think there's 6 teams that make the playoff. I'm in 8th, so it's very possible. But he has Jaden Daniels, he has Terry McLaurin, he has Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor. The only slight great upside is he doesn't have Kenneth Walker, but he has Debo. So, like, am I really in the clear here? I do not anticipate winning this week either. That is a spoiler alert. Air raid offense, another pretty devastating loss here for me. I have a pretty good roster in this too. I feel like I have pretty good across the board. I normally have DK, but I put Lamb McConkey in. My running back depth isn't great. Actually, looking at this more, you have Zach Moss. So I have good depth. I feel like I just don't have good players because look, all my players are hurt. And so normally they're all right, but now I'm starting like the players that are kind of subpar into my lineup, and it's not working out great for me. And good matchup, Jaden Reed did all right. Patrick Mahomes did pretty good. Tony Pollard against New England also kind of 8. So even with the Cole Kmet putting up a 0 on his team, he's still able to beat me. So it's very, very unfortunate. Gonna be another close matchup, but again, good players. CeeDee Lamb, Alvin Kamara, Ramondre, or even Rico Dowdle showed he can do something, and he has some good depth here. Mike Gesicki even could pop off if T. Higgins doesn't play. I recommend probably starting him instead. And I just don't have anybody to start. If Thielen doesn't play, if DK doesn't play, actually DK's on bye anyway, and if Jonathan Brooks doesn't play, this is my lineup. This is my default lineup. And hopefully Lamar Jackson plays because I need him to play because I don't have a roster spot right now. So that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, this PPR league, so the last 2 are half PPR leagues. This is a PPR league. I'm doing pretty damn good in. Josh Allen's my quarterback. Terry McLaurin, Wan'Dale Robinson, Devontae Adams, all panning out pretty well. Breece Hall, DeAndre Swift, and PPR, pretty damn good. I'm starting 2 tight ends who are scoring pretty damn good, better than some of my receivers. It's Cade Otton and Trey McBride, doing damn well. And even then, I have Calvin Ridley and Jerry Jeudy sitting on my bench, and I'll probably pick up somebody else other than Zach Moss. And I'm just kind of rocking it. I faced a decent team for him. He was 4-4 before this. But unfortunately for him, he started Amari Cooper and Brian Robinson Jr. So I guess in that regard, I kind of got a little bit lucky, but even then, it wouldn't have changed the result at all. So I feel very good. I'm 2nd in the league right now. The first place winner is pretty far ahead, and I'm facing a pretty bad team. Cooper Kupp could go off. Chuba could do well. David Montgomery could do well. Other than that, though, I don't think there's much upside. George Kittle could start, and Deebo Samuel. He has good bench. Oh, Chris McCaffrey, though. I didn't see him earlier. I don't think Christian McCaffrey's going to play this week, but if he does and actually gets the full snaps, I might be a little bit of trouble. But, like, this is still going to be very, very interesting. Again, I have PPR machines. That's why I'm worried about CMC, is that he's a PPR machine, even if he's not healthy and just gets half the plays, he could be damn good. So, we'll see. Maybe we kind of see how Thursday night goes. Let's see. Do we have anybody playing Thursday? Does he have anybody playing Thursday? No. Okay, never mind. Okay. Never mind. There goes that plan. Either way, I like my starting lineup. And hopefully his top-heavy team doesn't decimate me. That's the hope. Then we go to the standard league. That's 16-man. I've been struggling in here recently. This last week was a pretty bad matchup. I mean, I just didn't have anybody to start. Kincaid didn't do well. Lamb McConkey didn't do well. Trey Tucker was I took a shot on him. Nobody who I would have chosen between Trey Tucker and anybody else wouldn't have won. Across the board, he just had good performing players. Can't help it sometimes. It just was sucky. I went from 1st in this league to 7th in this league in the matter of like 3 weeks. I've lost 3 games in a row. I got a decent chance this week, but I mean, he's still got to start a kicker, so he's basically got better odds than me. He doesn't have great depth. It's the only bright side, so I have a little bit of room where Sterling Shepard, Deontay Johnson, possibly starting. But my running back room is basically just Bijan and Rachaad White, which Rachaad White's not great to have as my running back. Devin Singletary used to be a starter. Now he's not, so I'm kind of just relying on receivers in my flex spot. Right now I got Addison, McConkey, and Samuel in a 16-man. It's not bad. Not great either. So we'll see. I got a decent roster for this week. But again, he has Kamara. He has Patrick Mahomes. He has Tyreek Hill. So he's very, very top heavy. Terry McLaurin. Those 4 players are very, very good and could put up a lot of points. And screw me over. It could be very. I'm not very confident in this league either. Even though I started very good, I have low points for. I kind of squeaked away a lot of wins early on, and now it's coming to bite me in the ass. Now, granted, 6 teams make the playoffs, so I'm just outside of it right now. But do I feel great about it? Not necessarily. So we'll see how it pans out in the end. But we'll keep it on. We'll keep it kind of locked down for it. So hopefully you all enjoyed my little recap video. I'll go into depth about my playoff chances in these leagues in another video, probably a little bit like a day or two later. All right. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one.